Hi, my name is Nick Grobnager, and I am co-owner of Green Home Loans located here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I personally wanted to tell you about my experience with Hancock Processing. We signed up with Hancock Processing in December of 2023, and since then, we've closed a ton of business together. Now, at the end of the day, you're probably wondering, why did we decide to go outside processing? And as a business owner, everything comes down to the bottom line on your profit and loss. So the one thing that we weren't able to do before is pass the processing fee on to the clients, which now we're able to do, which is definitely going to help your profit and loss as a business owner. We no longer either have to do HR for these processors. We no longer have to run payroll for these processors because Hancock is doing all that for us. So at the end of the day, the bottom line is what keeps the business going. So this was a huge increase to our bottom line once these expenses got off our books. The transition from our processors to move over to Hancock Processing was super easy. It only took them about 2 days to get set up, and then after that, they hit the ground running. The one thing that I really love about Hancock is the amount of support that my processors get, which helps them to close more loans. Tyler is very involved with all the processors. They have managers, and then just all the other processors helping out each other, which is really nice. So that benefits me as a business owner because they're able to get the support that they need to be able to close loans quicker, faster, and more effectively for us. Another benefit that we found when working with Hancock Processing, when we sent our processors over to them, is that sometimes we have a slow month, and that's not good for the processors because they're based on how much loans we put into the pipeline. And what the processors are able to do when they're over at Hancock is they can obviously process our loans, but if things are a little bit slow, they can pick up loans from other companies to help support their own business, so that way they're making money even if we're a little bit down that month. Overall, the experience of moving over to Hancock Processing has been nothing short of phenomenal. It's tremendously helped our profit and loss as a business. Our processors are making more money, they're closing loans quicker, and they're getting more support than they ever had before. Only regret that I have is that we didn't do this a year prior, but other than that, I highly recommend it. If you have any questions, please reach out. Nick from Green Home Loans. Thank you.
Hey guys, Daniel White, broker owner, Ohm Mortgage. I think about 8 months ago, we made the decision to bring on Hancock Processing. We've tried our hand in contract processors, we've tried outsourcing, but the truth is that we spent most of our time in our work clothes at our home office at 11 p.m. Right? We've been able to justify the spend because here's the thing. Our front end has grown significantly and the cost per closing each unit has decreased in an equal amount. Now, I can tell you there's about a 27% increase on the front end, which means our time has been better used to sell versus process. Our investment is greater because now we have more resources that we can throw into that front line. I think we can all agree that since 2021, the cost of closing a loan has increased significantly. What I can also tell you is that about 8 months ago, we made the decision to quit using outsourced processors and contracted processors and made the move to Hancock Processing. And let me tell you this, it's the best decision you or anyone else could make if your bottom line is important and your upfront time, meaning your LOs on the phone with new clients, closing more deals. Hancock Processing is the answer. I promise you that. Check them out.
Tyler Hancock and his group are simply the best. They do everything from A to Z. No fuss, no beat around the bush. Great communication however you need it, whether it's on the phone or email or text with you and your borrowers and the agents. Disclosures, everything. You give them a clean file up front, it's going to sail through and you won't have to touch it ever. Tyler, you're the best, man. Thanks for everything.
So I've closed a few loans with Hancock Processing, and I've worked with a couple different processors, and I've been very impressed with both of them. They're very helpful. I myself am a newer LO, so I had a lot of questions and a lot of things that I needed assistance with. And every time I asked my processors at Hancock Processing, they got me the answers that I needed. They were timely, they were smart, they got me to closing. So I couldn't recommend Hancock Processing enough.
I just want to throw a big shout out to Tyler Hancock and his team at Hancock Processing. I've been using them, started this year. Prior to using them, ran through a couple of experiences, just had some bumpy experiences, things that didn't work out over time, but initially were good, and started using him earlier this year, and it's just been phenomenal. I literally do not worry about what's going on with the loan file. Everything is super easy. They're efficient. They've got people to cover as backup, you name it. It's been probably the best experience, hands down, that I've had with a processing company. And really, they close the gap between having a processor that's third party versus if you've been in retail and you don't understand, how does that work, or you're nervous about it. Hancock Processing will alleviate all your fears. Pricing's reasonable, it's straightforward, no funny business, and always feel like I've got a true partner that's got my back. So if you're looking for processing, I got to tell you, Hancock Processing is the way to go, hands down.